today's video, we're going to be going over how to repot a bonsai. This is my ficus bonsai in desperate need of a repot. And if you find this video helpful as you go through, feel free to give it a thumbs up or you can subscribe. And I'm always trying to come out with helpful houseplant content for houseplant owners like you. So the first step in repotting a bonsai is making sure that the repotting is the only stress that your bonsai will be going through, just to help with its ability to survive this repotting. Bonsai, the art form, is kind of a delicate balance of putting it under enough stress to make it into something beautiful, but not too much so that it dies. So here I am taking off all the wire from my bonsai. I no longer need those because I don't want it going through this extra stress, and then after it is all removed, I can start on the repotting process. The first real step in repotting is removing your bonsai from its pot, being very gentle not to harm any of its branches or anything or any of the roots. I have a container underneath to kind of catch all the debris, and you can see here just how dry it was even though I just watered this thing, showing me that this soil is old, it's kind of compacted and needs to get fresh and new really. So I gently remove all this soil, break it off in clumps. Eventually I take it outside and use some hose water because it was being really difficult and I did not want to damage the roots. As you can see, it can take some time to remove all of the soil, but just be patient so that you don't hurt any of the roots. You don't want to be removing any more than 25% or that can cause some serious harm. And also, while you're out there, might as well give the container a good clean and assess once you've got it all cleaned and see if you want to keep this bonsai in its original container or move it to a slightly bigger one, 1 to 2 inches bigger. Mine doesn't have a whole lot of root growth. I'm going to keep it in the same pot. And I'm also just checking for root health, seeing if there's any black or mushy roots. Those are susceptible to root rot and I can just trim those out. And if they do look in good health, go ahead and keep them there, kind of spread them out into the container and start adding soil to it. As you are adding more soil in, just make sure you are positioning your bonsai into the position you'd like it to be. Whether you want it straight up, maybe tilted a little more sideways, it's up to you, but just make sure you're pressing gently down and positioning it as you go. And once you're done, you can kind of clean it up, make it look nice with a brush or some other tool. And I do recommend not adding any more stresses to your bonsai for another 3 to 6 months. So no wiring, no fertilizing really heavily, no pruning, just so that it has a chance to recuperate from this repotting. And once you're done with that, go ahead and give it a really solid watering. This way you won't leave any dry spots that could possibly damage the roots. And if you need to add in more soil after you have watered, feel free to do so. Kind of tap it down, make sure it looks good. And there's no need to be pressing it down extremely hard. You don't want to compact your soil. And you've done it. That is how you repot a bonsai. Be sure to be patient with your bonsai as it recuperates from this new stress of having just been repotted. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you would like, feel free to subscribe. It's totally free and I'm constantly coming out with new houseplant content for people like you.